don't know if you could tell what I was doing, but as you can see, when you're looking at that, you can't tell where a lot of that crushing run is, AB3, whatever you want to call it. What do they call it in the South? South and like East Coast, I think it's ABC. But anyways, it's basically fines. This was 1.5 inch crushing run is what the quarry that we get it from calls it, and it's anything from dust up to 1.5 inch rock. A lot of dust in it, but it does have, you know, plus or minus 1.5 inch rock in it. So what I like doing when I'm trying to firm up a road, this road was fairly soft, but even with fabric in it and everything else, I'm not quite sure what was going on. What I tried to do is I tried to back onto it even after I compacted it. Well, my trailer, granted I'm single axle, but my trailer sank in another 4 or 5 inches probably, and I could feel myself pushing the trailer. So what I like doing in that instance, even though we're on fabric and we've got 4 or 5 inches, maybe close to 6 inches of 2-inch rock, it still didn't have enough compaction. It didn't have enough binding to it to where it wouldn't displace that rock when you pull in with something. So what I like to do is I like to get a load of crush and run, 1 inch, 1.5 inches. It usually does pretty good. That way at least I get a little more gravel on it also. But basically I'm looking for the fines because I'm going to add the fines to my 2-inch rock where it needs it. Instead of getting a lot of filler and a lot of AB3 and then it's real squishy and it displaces real easy until it sets up and gets real hard after it gets rained on a couple times, because I don't own a water truck and I don't have a roller, but you know, you need to wet it down a little bit and roll it to get it to really compact and consolidate. Well, what I do is I cheat a little bit and I put my 2-inch rock down. I compacted it with the plate compactor on the excavator. It did okay. It consolidated it really well, but then I felt like I still had a little bit of problem. I want to make sure I got concrete trucks in today. So I got this AB3 this morning, and or 1-inch crush and run, whatever you want to call it, ABC. And as you saw, when I was back dragging it, it would knock the fines down in and interlock that 2-inch rock. Well, I've had extremely good luck doing that. And then I just try to level it out and make sure we're good, so then that way when traffic comes in, it'll give us the best product we can, because obviously all the vehicles that are coming in, they're now going to give me my compaction because I'm a poor boy and I don't own a compactor. I'd love to own a roller, especially for this. I think I'd like to get a roller for my skid loader. I just don't have the money. Anyways, that gives us a small landing up here for a truck. At least the pumper truck, when the pumper truck comes to pour the walls, they'll have a pumper come in for the walls. Pumper can sit on this. If it held that loaded dump truck this morning, it will hold a pumper truck for sure, especially with the added AB3 on it. So now I'm really hopeful. I really think that road's going to hold up all through construction. All of the anything we have to throw at it. I left this side high over here a little bit. I might cut this down just a touch. I mean, I'm kind of expecting it to have a little bit of compaction to it, so I don't want to take it down too much. And see, I actually took that top coat off, and there's some of the AB3 that migrated down into the rock. That's what I like doing. I know everybody has their own way of doing stuff, but I have had extremely good luck doing that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a little bit of that 2-inch off. I'm not going to leave it quite so high over there, and I'll add it to up here. I don't want to waste a lot of rock, but I don't know where my box is going to end up. You know, I'm gonna end up probably backfilling all the way out to where I'm at. let's see. Actually, we'll take this down here. I'm kind of low down here. All right, well, I've got the excavator on with the mulcher, and you know, my trailer. I don't have my dad's trailer, but this is the heaviest setup that I have. I just wanted to show you this road real quick. So we put road fabric under it. We put 2-inch rock on top of that. It's got about 4 or 5 inches, maybe a little more, 6 inches. It's probably about 6 inches of rock on the road fabric, which is a really good road. But then every time I'd come up here with this setup or with the skid loader on it, I would dig in. I'd go ahead and back in, and the trailer would sink in really hard, probably about 2 or 3 inches. So I went ahead and hit it with the plate compactor on the excavator to try to consolidate that rock, and it still did it. So then in order for us to get concrete trucks in and the pumper in and all that stuff, I wanted to make sure the road was going to hold them up. So then I've got I went ahead and put AB3 on it, and then I worked it in to the 2-inch rock. Now some people might say, why didn't you put like 2 or 3 inch you know, like road base, which is AB3 with the 2-inch? You get more powder that way and fines than you get rock. I don't like that. I like knowing exactly how much rock I have down, and then if I need to incorporate the AB3, that's what I do. But as you can see, it held me up just fine. It looks really, really good. It actually looks better than what I expected it to look like. I'm starting to get a crown in it, which is not a bad thing at all. Once we get heavy construction done in here, I may go ahead and top dress this with some 3/4 inch rock. And now with that crown already starting to work in it, with all our compaction on either side of the center, I can have the truck tailgate one side, tailgate the other side, and then I'll barely strike the middle off to let it spill off on each side, and it'll have a really good crown on it. And then that way we'll still get all the construction traffic. We'll get all the construction traffic on the road, getting it consolidated really good. So then by the time the house is done, we don't have to touch the driveway. Anyways, I figured I'd just share it real quick. I'll put this at the end of maybe doing the driveway video, because I haven't done that yet, but it turned out really good. You can't even tell where I pulled in at.